Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. Welcome back after a bit of a hiatus. Good to see some people logging on right now. Looks like we got 30 people tuning in. So hang tight. We'll wait for a couple more people to log on. I've included, maybe I'll share it again, the link to the Google Doc where you can record your scores from the night. As you can tell, obviously I'm outside this evening trying to bring the spirit of summer to this one-off summer trivia night. If you can't hear me, or if you need me to adjust the camera or the lighting or get rid of these bees, let me know, and I can try and do that. Thanks, Alexander. Good to see you again. Thanks for jumping back into this. I don't think, even if I wanted to lose the bees, I think I could remove myself from the situation. I can't remove the bees from the situation. Let me just I'm going to share this link a little bit. Yeah, drinking Bellwoods tonight. Little Jutsu, their pale ale. Trying to support the local breweries as best we can. That's the one thing. While I might not have been doing trivia over the last couple months, I've certainly been doing the supporting of the local breweries and drinking way too much of their beer. All right, we're up to about 45 people. We'll start in just a couple minutes. Oh, I need to share that link as I promised. Yep, I will share the Google form. It's new and improved. I've even changed the color scheme for tonight to reflect our special summer edition. There you go. The document should be there in the chat. You can click on it, keep it open. If you're brand new to Quizzing in Quarantine, that sheet is not so much an answer form as it is just the score sheet. You are responsible for keeping track of your answers, keeping track of your scores at home, and then after every 2 rounds, we will, you will import your scores into that form, and then we will keep tallies as we go along and decide or figure out who it is that's getting the prizes tonight. Speaking of which, in case you're wondering, we're going simple and back to basics, back to our original prizing. First prize tonight, getting a $20 gift card for the LCBO. $20 to spend at any LCBO in the province or online if you're not in Ontario, though I think you might need to be in Ontario to get it delivered. Anyway, the LCBO gift certificate is first prize. Team comes in first place. For second place, we've got a 12-pack of Steam Whistle beer. That's the same prize as is going to the penultimate team. The team comes in second last tonight. And just one word of warning, these gift certificates from Steam Whistle are great. They're for a 12-pack. However, they expire on August 16th. So whoever wins, I will mail these out tonight or tomorrow morning. So it should be in your hands as soon as possible. But you've got to trade these in for beer before August 16th in order for them to be valid. All right. I think that's it. I think that's everything. Yeah, act fast on that beer. All right. So as was mentioned in the preamble and in some of the promotional material ahead of tonight, tonight is a special summer themed edition of Quizzing in Quarantine. I've been doing it. You guys have been joining, a lot of you, for much of the spring. We put a little hiatus on trivia in mid-June, and I promised to come back for one night in July and one night in August. Didn't get around to the July nights. Things got a little busy, and it was just the weather was too nice, and things were just didn't pan out. But this is the one and only summer edition of Quizzing in Quarantine, and I'll have an update later on about what the fall looks like, hopefully, for Quizzing in Quarantine. So stick around for that. Good man, Ryan. That's what they're there for, to forget your penultimate pains and just enjoy some quality beer. Whoop! I think there was just a car accident near my house. That's not good. Anyone hear that? Anyway, the format of the night tonight, we've got 6 rounds of trivia, starting with things I think you should know, which is 6 general knowledge trivia questions. Each question worth a single point. I'll ask the questions twice and once at the end of the round, and I'll let you know how the rest of the evening is sort of going to unfold as we go round by round. But as I mentioned, you've got to keep. Oh yeah. Kathy, they were serving drinks on the Clinton's patio. I have an update on Clinton's too. Some interesting intel on the folks from Clinton's, which I'll dispense a little later on. So that's pretty much. Yeah, there is some potential there. So everything I think you need to know before we get started. We'll start with things I think you should know. 10 random knowledge trivia questions. As I mentioned, I'll answer or ask the questions twice and once at the end of the round. David, that's a tease. I gotta have you hanging on for something. Maybe in between the second and third round, I'll give you an update on Clinton's. So as I mentioned, all the trivia tonight, or most of the trivia tonight, is somehow connected to summer in some way, especially this round number 1, things I think you should know. So here we go. Question number 1. According to the lyrics in Summer Nights from the movie musical Grease, what time did Danny Zuko and Sandy Olsen stay out until? Question number 1 again. According to the lyrics in Summer Nights from the movie musical Grease, what time did Danny Zuko and Sandy Olsen stay out until? Question number 2 in round number 1. In what year did the infamous Summer of Love take place? In what year did the infamous Summer of Love take place? Question number 3 from the world of summer travel. In what U.S. state will you find the summer vacation playground of Martha's Vineyard? In what U.S. state will you find the summer vacation playground of Martha's Vineyard? Question number 4. Apparently, the mint julep ranks 4th on Esquire magazine's list of best summer cocktails. What type of alcohol is key to making a traditional mint julep? Spam, there might be some things I do that are douchey. Vape penning is not one of them. So, no, this is a real pen. It actually has legit ink I'm using to keep track of our questions. Speaking of which, question number 4 was, the mint julep ranks 4th on Esquire magazine's list of best summer cocktails. What type of alcohol is key to making a traditional mint julep? Question number 5. If it were not for COVID, right now we would all probably be consumed with watching the Summer Olympics. They were to open, I think, on July 24th and were to extend into the early part of August. Obviously, those aren't happening in Tokyo this year, in Japan. But this is a Summer Olympics related question. Canada has only hosted the Summer Olympic Games once. It was in Montreal. It was in 1976. The question you need to answer is, who officially opened the Montreal Olympics? Who officially opened the Montreal Olympics is question number 5. Question number 5 again. Who officially declared open the Montreal Olympics back in 1976? Question number 6. At least 22 countries celebrate their national holiday in the months of July and August. Canada, obviously, is on July 1st. The United States is on July 4th. What country celebrates its national holiday on July 14th? Question number 6. What country celebrates its national holiday on July 14th? Question number 7, things I think you should know. It is camping season in Canada, and one of the few things you're actually able to go and do this summer. If you can get a campsite, they are super booked up. But in the spirit of that theme, established in 1885, name the first national park in Canada. Question number 7. Established in 1885, it was the first national park in Canada. Question number 8, in the spirit of drinking and thinking that we used to do back in Clinton's, every week, question number 8 was a Know Your News question, a question from the news cycle from the past 7 days. This one is a bit obscure, but it's also kind of a lovely one and not heavy and shitty like the rest of the news cycle in the last 7 or 8 months. But it might be tough to get. Here it is, number 8. Name the Canadian author who this week shared an original poem encouraging the country's children to engage in summer reading. Question number 8. Name the Canadian author who this week shared an original poem encouraging the country's children to engage in summer reading. Question number 9, this is hard to believe, but it's true. 17 years ago this week, actually 2 days ago, I believe, the TV show The O.C. premiered on television. Cast in the show was Rachel Bilson, who played the role of Summer. What was Summer's last name on the show? As a side note, before we get on to question number 10, I debated, obviously, as people probably know, there's a Leaf game on right now, a do or die game after a shitty end to a game last night. And I debated whether or not to give updates. I think maybe those who are interested are probably watching on a second screen, but those just slightly interested, Columbus just scored a goal early in the first period, making it 1-0 Columbus, unfortunately. But after last night, it's hard to have much sympathy for a team that gave up a 3-0 lead. Anyway, number 9 again. What was Summer's last name? The character played by the actress Rachel Bilson on the show The O.C. What was Summer's last name? That's question number 9. And finally, keeping with the theme of really important, pressing questions, number 10. What clothing brand is referenced in the 1999 hit song Summer Girls by the band LFO? What clothing brand is referenced in the 1999 song Summer Girls by the band LFO? Those are the 10 questions to make up round number 1, things I think you should know. I'll repeat each question just one more time rather quickly, starting with question number 1. Here we go. Question number 1. According to the lyrics in Summer Nights from the movie musical Grease, what time did Danny Zuko and Sandy Olsen stay out until? Question number 2. In what year did the infamous Summer of Love take place? Question number 3. In what U.S. state will you find the summer vacation playground known as Martha's Vineyard? Question number 4. The mint julep ranks 4th on Esquire magazine's list of best summer cocktails. What type of alcohol is key to making a traditional mint julep? Number 5, Canada has only hosted the Summer Olympics once. It was in 1976, and it took place in Montreal. Who was the person who officially opened the 1976 Montreal Games? Question number 6. At least 22 countries celebrate their national holidays in the months of August and July. Canada, obviously, on July 4th. The U.S. on Canada on July 1st. U.S. on July 4th. What country celebrates their national holiday on July 14th? Question number 7. Established in 1885, name the very first national park to be established in Canada. Question number 8, know your news question from the news cycle in the last 7 days. Name the Canadian author who this week shared an original poem encouraging the country's kids to engage in summer reading. Question number 9. 17 years ago this week, the TV show The OC premiered on television. Cast in the show was Rachel Bilson, who played the role of Summer. What was Summer's last name on the show? And finally, question number 10, the last question in the round. What clothing brand is referenced in the 1999 hit song Summer Girls by LFO? Those are the 10 questions that make up round number 1. Hopefully you've done your best to answer them. We're going to move on now to round number 2. Round number 2 is called the 10. Here's how it works. I'm going to give you a list of 10 things. You have to, I'm just going to give you a topic. You have to think of 10 correct answers that belong on this list, and you'll get a single point for every correct answer that you write down. You're going to have a limited amount of time. I think this is a relatively accessible list, so I'm going to give you only 6 minutes to complete it. Work amongst yourselves. And if you're just joining us, if you are looking to actually play along, we've completed round number 1, but there's a link. If you scroll up a little earlier in the chat, you'll see a link to our score sheet. If you keep track of your scores, you can enter your score in the Google Doc after every 2 rounds, and we'll keep tabs on the scores and give out prizes in a little bit. All right, round number 2. It's called the 10. Here is the question this week. You're gonna have 6 minutes to complete it. I'll put on my timer. No one can go anywhere this summer, but still thinking about traveling is a nice thought. So the question is in the spirit of that. The question this week is, based on statistics of 2018, these are the 10 countries, aside from the United States, that Canadians visited most frequently. And these are the number of Canadians who visited countries externally outside of Canada in the year 2018. The United States is far and above every other country, obviously. But these are the other countries, the 10 other countries most frequently visited in normal times, not in shitty pandemic years, but in normal times, the countries most visited by Canadians. I'm going to set my timer on my phone for 6 minutes. 6 minutes starts now. How much time is remaining? We've got it's a great idea. Someone just emailed me an idea for a sidebar contest. I wasn't going to do a scavenger hunt contest tonight just because I couldn't think of anything better than who has the worst summer sunburn. But I felt like that isn't fair to all people because not everybody's skin responds as blatantly and offensively as mine does to sun. So that wasn't, I nixed that idea. But someone just sent in a great idea for a quasi scavenger hunt contest. So I will announce that in a minute. I'll also announce that there is exactly 3 minutes left. 3 minutes left in the top 10 round. If you're just tuning in, you have to list the 10 countries aside from the United States most visited by Canadians each year, 2020 not included, because no one is going anywhere. We are now just under 2 minutes, just under 2 minutes left in the round. Ten seconds left to complete the top 10 list. Top 10 countries Canadians visit most outside the United States. All right, timer is done. Time to put down your pens, pencils, writing utensils. I'll reveal the answers to the first 2 rounds. You mark your pages, and then after that point, you can record your scores in the score sheet that I've also, not only have I included in this chat, but also if you just look at the video itself, underneath there should be the first, the only comment on the actual video is the link to the score sheet. Going back to question, or round number 1. I'll begin with the answers from round number 1, things I think you should know. Starting with question number 1, I asked, according to the lyrics in Summer Nights from Grease, how long or how late did Sandy and Danny stay out until? The lyrics I was thinking of were, took her bowling in the arcade, we went strolling, drank lemonade, we made out under the dock, We stayed out till 10 o'clock. Summer fling, don't mean a thing. Oh, the summer nights. 10 o'clock is the answer for question number 1. Question number 2. In what year did the infamous Summer of Love occur? My gut for this question, when I was thinking about it, was 1969, because that was the summer of Woodstock. That's actually incorrect. The Summer of Love was actually 1967, when over 100,000 young people apparently assembled on San Francisco, in what has become to be known as the Summer of Love, 1967. Question number 3. The U.S. state in which you'll find Martha's Vineyard. It's a small island. It's off the coast of Cape Cod. Cape Cod is a cape in the state of Massachusetts. And Massachusetts is the answer. Kathy, you really don't want that. I have a leather jacket, and that is as far as Danny Zuko as I get. And it's not even like a good leather jacket. It's not a grease leather jacket. No, we're not going to do that unless there's like 10 more Bellwoods jutsus in my fridge. Question number 4. The mint julep. What alcohol is it made with? It's made with bourbon. Bourbon is the correct answer for question number 4. Number 5. The Summer Olympics held in Montreal. They were opened by, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Pierre Trudeau was the prime minister when the Olympics were held, but he did not open the opening ceremonies. It was actually Queen Elizabeth II who opened the Summer Games in 1976. Queen Elizabeth. Question number 6. The country that celebrates its national holiday on July 14th, it's known as Bastille Day. It's France. France is the answer to question number 6. Question number 7. The very first national park ever established in Canada, perhaps maybe our most well-known one, at least to international tourists, is Banff. Banff National Park was the very first national park established in this country. Number 8, the Canadian author who this week shared an original poem encouraging kids to read throughout the summer. It's hard to think of a more famous Canadian author than Margaret Atwood, and that's the correct answer. Margaret Atwood. The poem's actually kind of not up to what you'd expect Margaret Atwood standards to be, but still great that she took on that initiative. Number 9, Rachel Bilson played the role of Summer on TV's The O.C. Summer's full name, or at least her last name, was Roberts. Summer Roberts. Roberts is the correct answer. And finally, the clothing brand that is referenced, name-checked in the 1999 hit song Summer Girls by LFO was Abercrombie and Fitch. I like girls who wear Abercrombie and Fitch. Something, I can't remember the lyrics now, but that's definitely the brand that was referenced. All right, those are the correct answers to round number 1. Moving on to round number 2, which, as I mentioned, was the 10. You get a single correct point. Chinese food makes me sick. Thank you. See, I knew some people have better memories for subpar pop songs than I do. Round number 2 was the 10. And I asked you to list the 10 countries, aside from the United States, that are visited most frequently by Canadians. I'll start at the top of the list with maybe the more obvious questions, or the more obvious countries. Only 3 of these countries actually have more than 1 million Canadians visits. All right, guys, we keep things friendly on our chat here. Anyway, we'll start with the country second to the United States in terms of most visited. So number 1 on this list is Mexico. Just over 2 million Canadians visited Mexico in 2018. Second on the list, this might surprise you. I thought it would be a Dominican Republic or a Cuba. It's actually the United Kingdom. 1.2 million Canadians visited the United Kingdom in that year. So the UK is number 2. Number 3, also overseas, is France. 1.1 million Canadians visiting France. Number 4, Cuba. Just under 1 million people, or 850,000 people visiting Cuba. Number 5 is Germany. Number 6 is the Dominican Republic. Dominican Republic. Number 7. Well, actually, you know what? And then an order doesn't matter as long as they're on your list. They count. What I did here, the list that I looked at had parsed out China and Hong Kong, which, as things have transpired this summer, sadly, are really less and less of distinct locations. But China, if you can include China and Hong Kong, which I'm doing for the purpose of this list, there are actually more Canadians visited China than they did Germany. But anyway, China's on this list, including Hong Kong. Also at number 8, Italy. Number 9 is Spain. And number 10, with just 295,000 Canadians visiting it in the year 2018, was Ireland. Ireland comes in at number 10. If you want to know if you were close but aren't getting a point for this, but just, for bragging rights or just for a little reassurance, the Netherlands was number 11. You don't get a point for that, but if you had it on your list, you weren't far off. 286,000 Canadians visiting Holland or the Netherlands in 2018. So again, this list, each of these countries worth a point. Mexico, United Kingdom, France, China, including Hong Kong, Cuba, Germany, Dominican Republic, Italy, Spain, and Ireland. All right. And with that, that concludes round number 2. I encourage you now, click on the link with the score sheet, which you'll find either in the chat or below on the video, and enter your team name, an email address for your team captain or one person on your team, as well as your scores from rounds 1 and rounds 2. I'll give you guys about 2 or 3 minutes to do that while I give you a bit of an update. First of all, I don't know if our friend James, who was pretty loyal to Quizzing in Quarantine during the initial period we were doing this, I don't know if James is on tonight, but James, I hope you appreciate that I brought my Wayfair chair out to my deck to make sure that some of our set elements, even though this is the outdoor edition of Quizzing in Quarantine, some of the set elements are still the same. So that's one important announcement. Another announcement, as I promised, so Clinton's, Kathy, I think, mentioned, or someone mentioned that they saw people drinking on the patio of Clinton's. I spoke with the management of Clinton's, not the owners who were previous owners and who no longer are operating the business. But the second chair is still inside, guys. No, the stove is staying indoors. But yeah, Clinton's is actually getting a second chance at life, but not exactly as I think some people wanted it to be. There was some talk about it being some of the former staff trying to get some support and reopen it themselves, or reopen it with the support of a angel investor. Unfortunately, that isn't happening, it appears. But another business owner from the area has taken over Clinton's, and I understand is going to try and operate it as Clinton's. So I don't know what that means for drinking and thinking. I certainly would be open to bringing it back to Clinton's. I haven't spoken to these new owners, of these new managers. Maybe we'll see after the summer whether that is something that is open to happening. I mean, as we know, indoor bars and restaurants are not something people are rushing back to, even though they're allowed in stage 3 in this province. I don't think anyone wants to cram into that back room at Clinton's anytime soon. So, I think that there is a lot of trepidation, but it's good news for that neighborhood. Clinton's has a long storied history. I think keeping that bar open is a great idea, and maybe we'll return there in some capacity. Becky, I do support your boycott. Before I was as learned, I bought these chairs, and unfortunately, the reality is that Canadian-made or locally made furniture is incredibly expensive, as you've probably figured out. So you got to find that balance between affordable furniture and ethically made furniture and ethically shipped furniture. But I feel your sentiment. Yeah, it's a strong maybe, Spam. Anyway, hopefully by now most people have taken the time to enter their points into the Google Doc. And I will now welcome all the teams who are taking the time to play Drinking and Thinking. I will also, in just a second, highlight our special prize category of the night, which I think will, I think I have an extra one of these steam whistles. So the prize for the pseudo scavenger hunt contest tonight will be steam whistle. But before I do that, let me welcome the teams. According to my math here, it looks as though we have 28 teams playing tonight, which is great. Not as many. We were getting like earlier in the season, in the spring, we were getting like 70 teams some nights, which was incredible. This is a little less than that, but still some loyalty, and great to see people coming back for tonight. So here we go. The teams who are competing this evening, we have all 28 teams. Drag race and quizzing in quarantine keeps us going. Mackay went out for a pack of smokes and didn't come back for July trivia. Not true, but I could understand why you'd feel that way. Trivia Lassies, the dog, Days of Summer. Living La Covita Loca. Let's get quizzical. At least we're above average. A Buys in a Bay. Pringles, like the chip. YTV's Weird on Wheels. Threat Level Midnight. Tit Soup for the Abandoned by Mackay's Soul. Guys, I'm sorry, I'm back now. Come on. The Yo Semites. The Real IMDb. You're a Quizzard Harry. Jerry Squad. Otrivia Mun. In Spite of Our Self-Isolation. Case of the Mondays. Cabin Fever Fight Club. Badgers in the Bubble. Jackie Channing Tatum. You Can't Do That. Honey Wagon Swampers. Billy Ray Virus. Portal Pink Pilgrims. That's All We've Goat. Thigh Masters of the Universe. Loretta and Her Mom. And Lean Cuisine. I like that. Well done. Those are all the teams that I have recorded here. If you have not yet recorded your score, you can still do that by clicking on the link. It's not too late. As I mentioned, we're going to do a little bit of a sidebar contest for a 12-pack of Steam Whistle. Someone, Sean, thank you for writing in and suggesting this idea. We're going to do best summer setup for watching or engaging in drinking and thinking, quizzing in quarantine. So if you want to send to me your email address, or send to me, not your email address, send me a picture of the setup at which you're enjoying drinking and thinking tonight. And you could be entered into a contest for this Steam Whistle gift certificate. End of the first period, by the way, still 1-0 Columbus over the Leafs. All right, with that, we'll move on to round number 3. And round number 3, I'm bringing back the music round tonight, but in a bit of a different way. So you're going to have to watch for a link in just a second. I'm going to have to do something here where I make sure that you guys have access to it, because I've messed that up before. How do I do this? Let's see. Shareable link. I have to make sure that anyone with this link. There we go. So I'm going to share a link in the chat. It's the music round. What I have done, I've taken quote unquote songs of the summer. So, the music powers that be decide every year what is sort of the song of the summer based on charts and performance and whatnot. I've taken a screen grab from 10 different music videos that have been heralded as songs of the summer. Going back all the way, I think the earliest song in this round is from like the mid-70s. So don't think just recent songs of the summer. You have to name for a half point the song title and a half point for the artist, simply based on that screen grab from the music video. Got it? You're going to have 8 minutes to do this. And I will share that link in the chat now. I'll start 8 minutes on the clock. Eight minutes on the clock now. Best of luck. Open that link and see if you can identify the artist and the song title of those 10 songs, each worth a full point, but a half point for the artist, half point for the song title. better. How's the signal? I haven't done trivia this far away from my router before. I don't know if the signal is strong. I'm not using the hardwire connection that I was using for the last couple of weeks of this. Hopefully, yeah, I'm guessing there haven't been any complaints, so hopefully that's a good sign. About 4 minutes left in this round to complete the songs of the summer. If you're just joining us, there's a link, the Google Drive link that you got to click on and identify the song titles and the artist in those images. 4 minutes to go, and thanks to those, I've seen a couple more team names and points come in from round 1 and 2. I've seen those, and we'll definitely make sure they are calculated as part of the overall scores. Two and a half minutes left in this round to complete the music round. Just over 1 minute left in this round to complete the music round of the evening. All right, that is time. Round number three rather, is over, the music round. We are now going to move on to the movie round, which again, taking a bit of a different approach than normal, because normally when we're together in person, I play audio from 10 different movie clips and contestants answer. This light is being weird. I'll try and move this over here. Maybe that's a little better. That looks a little better. All right. Movie round, here's how this is going to work. I'm going to share another Google Doc, and it's going to have screen grabs of part of, not the entire, but part of a movie poster. And these are movies that are not necessarily summer blockbusters, but they are movies that somehow take place either in summer or have something to do about summer in their theme or their plot. Got it? This is the movie round tonight. I will share this document again, similar to how we operated in the music round. This round is out of 10 as well, but no half points. It's simply you have to name the title of the movie, and if you do that, you will get a point. Where to go here? Again, 8 minutes on the clock as well to complete this round. Move around. That Google Doc is now posted. I'll set the timer again for 8 minutes as I prepare to sit here by myself again, alone, quietly. These wild COVID Friday nights are just getting out of hand. All right, 8 minutes on the clock. Yeah, lighting is an issue out here. I feel like I'm like doing a remake of Blair Witch Project or something. I'll have to work on the lighting if we're going to continue doing these outdoors. When I did a test like 7 o'clock, it was perfect, but I forgot that sunlight disappears. And now it looks like I'm in like a interrogation video. Anyway, how much time? We've got in this round 4 minutes. 4 minutes left in this round to complete the movie portion of the quiz. If you're just joining us, if you're just tuning in, there's a link in the chat. There are two, in fact, but the one that says movie round is the round we're on right now. Take a look at that document, and if you can identify the movies that the small snippet of the poster is promoting, write that down. We'll take up those answers in a couple moments, and you can score yourself. I wonder if I did this. Does this help? Hold on, let's see. That's too dark. This is super Blair Witch now. Try. No, that's not good. No. That's okay. Maybe that. Try this level of lighting intimacy. This whole experience has been a big trial and error. Tell us a ghost story. I feel like every scary story from now on in will begin with the line, "The year was 2020." We should do a campfire edition of trivia. That actually wouldn't be bad. I'll have to see if I can go camping and get Wi-Fi. You know what? I live in a pretty wild neighborhood, and this is one of the least weird things I think people have done in the neighborhood over quarantine. So no weird looks yet. My neighbors are pretty good. I have this. I can do like I realize my vape. It's not a vape pen, but someone called it a vape pen. But my pen has a flashlight. I can actually do like a "Are you afraid of the dark?" Style scary story. All right, 1 minute. Just over 1 minute left in the movie round. "20 seconds. All right, that is it. Time is up. Time to take up the answers from rounds 3 and rounds 4 of the music and the movie round. This is normally where you would trade booklets with a team nearby, but that's impossible tonight. So as we've done throughout this whole quizzing and quarantine process, hopefully everyone will respect the sanctity of this process and not cheat. Uh, barely 2 minutes into the second period in the Leaf game. It's still 1-0 Columbus. All right, starting with the music round. Again, you get a half point for the correct song title and a half point for the correct artist for a total of 10 points in the round. We will start with song number 1. That is a video from back in, I think, 1989. More than 30 years ago now. Holy shit. And that is New Kids on the Block, and the song is Step by Step. Song number 1, Step by Step by New Kids on the Block. Number 2, even if you don't recognize that person there, I don't know who that person is, but you might probably recognize the Toronto skyline, which might make you think it's Drake. It is Drake. It is Drake's One Dance. One Dance. 2-2 for Chicago and Edmonton. Oh, nice. I was talking to some friends from Edmonton earlier who were foregoing trivia just to focus solely on the Oilers game. Song number 2 is One Dance by Drake. Song number 3, amongst those women there, if you look in the middle, it's Taylor Swift. The song is Bad Blood. Bad Blood by Taylor Swift is number 3. Number 4 is TLC. Waterfalls is number 4. Song number 5, I forget these guys' actual names, but which is important because I realize that the name of the artist is, I didn't write it down, but the song is Macarena. And the act that had that, this is going to be a tough one. People might have known Macarena. I forgot this. It was Los Del Rio and Andre Rieu. Los Del Rio and Andre Rieu are the artists in that rendition of Macarena, the one that went crazy large and busted out as a massive dance hit in 1995. It was voted in 2002 as the greatest one-hit wonder of all time. Los Del Rio is the answer we're looking for. Song number. Where did I lose my thing? Song number 6 is Robin Thicke's Blurred Lines. Blurred Lines by Robin Thicke and featuring Pharrell Williams. Song number 7, that's a screen grab from the video for Call Me Maybe by Carly Rae Jepsen. Call Me Maybe, Carly Rae Jepsen is song number 7. Song number 8, another Canadian on this list. There have actually been quite a few Canadians, if you count Robin Thicke as well. But song number 8 is a band called Len, and the song is Steal My Sunshine, is song number 8. Song number 9, this was kind of a tough one. I would say perhaps number 9 and number 10 were both quite difficult. Number 9, that's a young Sting. The song that the Police are singing in that video is Every Breath You Take. So the correct song title is Every Breath You Take, and the artist, the Police. And finally, song number 10, a screen grab. That's a party going off, popping, if you will. And the song is I Got a Feeling, and the band Black Eyed Peas. Song number 10, Black Eyed Peas, I Got a Feeling. Again, recapping it. Song number 1, Step by Step by New Kids on the Block. Number 2, One Dance by Drake. Number 3, Bad Blood by Taylor Swift. Number 4, Waterfalls by TLC. Number 5, Macarena by Luis Del Rio. Number 6, Blurred Lines by Taylor Swift. Number 7, Call Me Maybe by Carly Rae Jepsen. Number 8, Steal My Sunshine by Len. Number 9, Every Breath You Take by the Police. And number 10, I Got a Feeling by Black Eyed Peas. All right, that's the music round. On to the movie round. Again, no half points in this round, just full points if you're able to guess the title of the film in that link. Film number 1, perhaps a bit of a gimme. It was Dirty Dancing, The Legs of Jennifer Grey and Patrick Swayze. Number 2, much tougher perhaps, but that's a screen grab or a small screenshot of part of the poster for the 1970 or early 70s or late 60s film American Graffiti. Launched a lot of careers. American Graffiti is number 2. Number 3, a film about, these are all films about summer, obviously. This is about a summer exchange program, I guess, kind of, to Italy. Call Me By Your Name is number 3. Call Me By Your Name. Number 4, that's a tough one. You see the name Bed-Stuy referring to New York, and that's a young Spike Lee, I believe. And that is Do the Right Thing. Oh, shit. 2-0 Blue Jackets. That's not good. Thanks for the update, David. Yeah, Do the Right Thing is number 4. Number 5, The Goonies. Number 5 is The Goonies. Number 6, The Eyes of Sarah Michelle Gellar and Ryan Felipe, and I forget the other actor's name, but that's I Know What You Did Last Summer is number 6. Number 7, great film. A lot of good films on this list. Maybe number 7 might be my favorite, perhaps. What About Bob is number 7. Lower in the poster, you actually see Richard Dreyfuss and Bill Murray. This is just their cartoon shadows. But What About Bob is number 8, or number 7. Number 9 and number 8 is Wet Hot American Summer. Freddie Prinze Jr. Good eye, Annie. Anne, rather, sorry. Is number 8 is Wet Hot American Summer. Number 9, Weekend at Bernie's. And number 10 is Dazed and Confused. Kathy, no, music round is out of 10 because there are half points. There's half point for the artist, half point for the song title. So the music round is out of 10 points, as is the movie round, which I'll recap now very quickly again. Number 1, Dirty Dancing. Number 2, American Graffiti. Number 3, Call Me By Your Name. Number 4, Do the Right Thing. Number 5, The Goonies. Number 6, I Know What You Did Last Summer. Number 7, What About Bob? Number 8, Wet Hot American Summer. Number 9, Weekend at Bernie's. And number 10, Dazed and Confused. I will not accept Weekend at Bernie's 2 because I'm pretty sure the poster for Weekend at Bernie's 2 is a very different image. Let me look it up here. Weekend at Bernie's. Because it was a different Bernie, I think. Right? Yeah, well, maybe not a different Bernie, but he's in the poster on Weekend at Bernie's 2. If you see here, I can bring it up. Open a new tab. You can see Tori. He's underwater. Doesn't really. Oh yeah, you can't do half points in that Google Doc, can you? Yeah, you're right. Okay, you're right. Sorry, Kathy. Good call. Good call. Thank you. I forgot about that. Going back to the music round, if you can, go back and re-add your points up, and we'll do it out of 20 because you can't do half points or I haven't figured out how to set the parameters for half points. So yeah, music round will be out of 20. The movie round is out of 10. Enter your scores now while I go get another beer, and we'll come back in just a couple minutes with the final 2 rounds of the night. You can send your setup pics, Catherine, any point up until the end of the evening. I would do it as soon as you can. I'll put my oh, where? That's your question. Hold on. Let me include my email address on this chat. Send to MIC. Catherine, you should see the email address there below to send it to. Someone is asking, what was the picture thing? Oh, the picture thing, if you want to win, there's a special opportunity to win a 12-pack of Steam Whistle beer, which has to be redeemed by August 16th. If you send me a photo of the setup that you're enjoying quizzing in quarantine under. Person who has the best setup, or the team that is the best setup, will win a 12-pack of Steam Whistle beer. That's the deal. All right, let me check on the scores. I realized I haven't done averages yet. So let's see here. We got most of the scores for rounds 3 and rounds 4. So in case you're playing or keeping track at home, the average for round 1 was 6.5. I know you can't have integers, but the Google tells me, or Excel spreadsheet tells me it was about 6.5. So if you scored above 6, well done. You're above average. Round number 2, the average score for round 2 rather was just around 7.5 for round number 2. That was the country round. The average score for the music round, again out of 20, was 11. 11 out of 20 was the average score for round number 3, and the average score for round number 4, the movie round, was 7. So congratulations to you if you were doing better than the average. Oh, Jennifer's fair point, Jennifer. But you know what? We've done with doubling the points, and I feel like it is. Music's a pretty big part of pop culture. I don't mind weighting music a little heavier. I'll think of a better system if we're going to continue with this online format. I'll come up with a better scoring system. All right. Someone also asked what beer I'm drinking. If you like IPAs, I'm a big fan of this. As a really cool can. It's from a brewery called Omnipollo here in Toronto, but it's a co-brew with a brewery in Sweden. The brewer is called Zodiac. It's a IPA, really great. You can get it at the LCBO. And not every LCBO, some LCBOs. Really, the only place you can get it in the province, I think, is at the LCBO, and only some of them. But I highly recommend it, especially if you like IPAs. Yeah, really good, really yummy. Pretty hoppy and a little boozy. So, don't do it if you're looking for something light, or if you're drinking out on the golf course or something. Really, Jennifer, I have to disagree. I think music is collectively worth double what movies are to our culture. But maybe I'm biased because I'm maybe more a music fan than a movie fan. But that's an interesting debate. We could get into that. Spend the whole evening talking about that, but we won't. Instead, we're going to move on to our final 2 rounds of the night, which are this rapid fire round. Something that we've invented during quizzing quarantine. So here we go. It's the rapid fire round. This is how it's going to work. I'm only going to ask these questions twice. You don't get one more at the end of the round. And this is a little complicated, so listen up and how this understand. We got music, then movies, then video games, then TV shows, then sports. Interesting. Anyway, we I don't want to digress. Here's how this is going to work. Round number 5. I'm going to do rapid fire questions. They're short questions with relatively short answers. Every single answer to these questions contains the letters in the abbreviated version of the summer months, July and August. So every answer will either include the letters J-U-L in succession or A-U-G. Does that make sense? Everyone got that? Every single answer is going to include either J-U-L, maybe at the beginning of the answer, maybe at the end, maybe in the middle, or A-U-G. And I will read the questions twice and not once at the end of the round. Here we go. Question number 1. She made her feature film debut in 1964 and won a Best Actress Oscar for that role. Question number 1. She made her feature film debut in 1964 and won a Best Actress Oscar for the role. Question number 2, The Thinker. Question number 2, The Thinker. Keep in mind, every correct answer in this round needs to either include the letters J-U-L or A-U-G. I'm really stretching this summer theme tonight. Question number 3. One way of referring to the first decade of this century. Question number 3. One way of referring to the first decade of this century. Question number 4. A baby balcony. Again, number 4. A baby balcony. Question number 5 in the rapid fire summer themed round. Kate Hudson to Kurt Russell. Again, number 5. Kate Hudson to Kurt Russell. Fair point, Michael. Though I'm not so much talking about the occupants of the balcony, but perhaps the balcony itself. Question number 6 in the rapid fire summer round. Book about Billy Pilgrim. Blanket style, yeah. Though that I don't think was a balcony. I think that was out of a window, that blanket. Because I remember not a couple of years ago going to Berlin and on a bike tour, they actually like pointed out and Berlin's an amazing city with tons of incredibly powerful history. And one of the stops on the bike tour was the window that Michael Jackson hung blanket out of. And I could be wrong, but I feel like that was the most photographed part of the tour. Everything else, everyone was like, oh yeah, you know, the whatever all the other sites in Berlin, but that was the site that everyone kind of was like, oh wow, that's the blanket window. Anyway, question number 7, rapid fire round. Not that rapid. I'm going to blame the IPAs. Number 7, the 8th Canadian in space. Oh, I only said 6 once. Number 6 again. I'll go back. Number 6 again. Book about Billy Pilgrim is number 6. Number 7, 8th Canadian in space. Question number 8, key ice fishing tool. Question number 8, key ice fishing tool. Question number 9, and if you're just joining us, these questions are all rapid fire, and you have to keep in mind that every single answer will either include the letters JUL or AUG for July and August. This is our summer theme trivia night in the answer. Question number 9, this is a tough one, perhaps the genius point in the round. Number 9, Treach, Vinrock, and DJ KG. Number 9 again, Treach, Vinrock, and DJ KG. And lastly, the final question in the rapid fire round. Keep in mind it's rapid fire, meaning I'm not reading them beyond these initial 2 reads. The last question around, number 10. Oh, Tretch? Sorry, Tretch. Thank you. You clearly know the answer and know that world better than I do. Tretch, Vinrock, and DJ KG is number 9. Number 10, final in the round. Cutting food into long, thin strips. Question number 10, cutting food into long, thin strips. All right, those are the 10 questions in the rapid fire round, round number 5. On to round number 6. And thanks everybody. I'm getting a lot of emails from for the bonus round of your quizzing and quarantine outdoor setups on tonight's summer edition. The final round of the night, as it is almost always, is the final Jeopardy round. 11 questions taken from a direct episode of Jeopardy. I decided to go back into the archives, and we are, I don't want to say getting closer to the end of summer, but summer is more than half over. So I thought I'd go back to the days in which we are, getting excited for summer, which I picked a date, Tuesday, June 29th, 2010. 10 years ago, the start of summer, the world looked very different than it does now. Every answer in this round is not written by me. It's written by Jeopardy. So you can't take exception or take issue with it. I will read the questions twice and once at the end of the round. You do not need to write them down, obviously, in the phrase of a question, in the form of a question. But keep in mind that nothing that's happened in human history past June 29th, 2010 could be included in these list of answers because it hasn't happened yet. Here we go. Question number 1. Category, Notre Dame. The clue, Paris's Notre Dame Cathedral stands on an island in this river. Number 1, the category is Notre Dame, and the clue, Paris's Notre Dame Cathedral stands on an island in this river. Question number 2. The category, Oscar-nominated sports flicks. The clue, this 1989 Oscar nominee was based on the W.P. Kinsella book, Shoeless Joe. Category again is Oscar-nominated sports flicks, and the clue, this 1989 Oscar nominee was based on the W.P. Kinsella book, Shoeless Joe. Question number 3, the category, Go Irish. The clue, this Roman missionary brought Christianity to Ireland in the 5th century. Category again is Go Irish, and the clue, this Roman missionary brought Christianity to Ireland in the 5th century. Question number 4, the category, Bananas. The clue, though a banana bush can grow to 20 feet in height and is commonly referred to as a tree, it contains no woody tissue. It's actually a huge one of these plants, common to cooks, like sage or basil. Category again is bananas, and the clue, though a banana bush can grow to 20 feet in height and is commonly referred to as a tree, it contains no woody tissue. It's actually a huge one of these plants, common to cooks, like sage or basil. Question number 5, the category, same first and last letter. The clue, a noble gas, atomic number 10. Category again for number 5 is same first and last letter, and the clue, a noble gas, atomic number 10. Question number 6, the category, traditional anniversary gifts. The clue, the 7th isn't so lucky if your skin is sensitive to this natural fabric, though the merino type is finer. Question again, or category again, is anniversary gifts. The clue, the 7th isn't so lucky if your skin is sensitive to this natural fabric, though the merino type is finer. Question number 8 in the final Jeopardy round. Category is, number 7 rather, number 7. Question number 7. The category is Classic Yummy Rockers. Classic Yummy Rockers is the category. The clue, this artist's Bat Out of Hell album contained music originally intended for a Peter Pan project. Number 7 again, the category is Classic Yummy Rockers, and the clue, this artist's Bat Out of Hell album contained music originally intended for a Peter Pan project. Question number 8. The category, Rebels with a Cause. The clue, for 2 decades, Nobel Prize winner Aung San Suu Kyi has been the focal point of resistance to this country's ruling regime. Category, again, for number 8, Rebels with a Cause. The clue, for 2 decades, Nobel Prize winner Aung San Suu Kyi has been the focal point of resistance to this country's ruling regime. Question number 9, the category, Z is for ... The clue, this African island, which oddly once was home to the capital of Oman. Category for number 9 is Z is for ... And the clue, this African island, which oddly was once home to the capital of Oman. Question number 10, category, Architects. Clue, his designs are seen in the film Triumph of the Will. After World War II, he spent 20 years in Spandau prison. Question number 9, the category, Architects. The clue, his designs are seen in the film Triumph of the Will. After World War II, he spent 20 years in Spandau prison. And finally, the final Jeopardy question on this night in June of 2010, everybody's favorite Final Jeopardy topic, physics. The clue, discovered in the early 20th century, these two particles, one with a positive charge, the other a packet of energy, differ by a letter. Category again is physics, and the clue, discovered in the early 20th century, these two particles, one with a positive charge, the other a packet of energy, differ by a letter. Those are the 10 questions that make up the Jeopardy round. I will, in this case, go back and read each question one more time rather quickly. Here we go. Question number 1. The category was Notre Dame. The clue, Paris's Notre Dame Cathedral stands on an island in this river. Number 2, the category, Oscar-nominated sports flicks. The clue, this 1989 Oscar nominee was based on the W.P. Kinsella book, Shoeless Joe. Question number 3, category, Go Irish. The clue, this Roman missionary brought Christianity to Ireland in the 5th century. Question number 4, the category, bananas. The clue, though a banana bush can grow to 20 feet in height and is commonly referred to as a tree, it contains no woody tissue. It's actually a huge one of these plants, common to cooks, like sage or basil. Question number 5, the category, same first and last letter. The clue, a noble gas, atomic number 10. Number 6, the category, traditional anniversary gifts. The clue, the 7th isn't so lucky if your skin is sensitive to this natural fabric, though the merino type is finer. Question number 7, the category, classic yummy rockers. The clue, this artist's Bat Out of Hell album contained music originally intended for a Peter Pan project. Number 8, the category, rebels with a cause. The clue, for 2 decades, Nobel Prize winner Aung San Suu Kyi has been at the focal point of resistance to this country's ruling power. Number 9, the category, Z is for ... The clue, this African island, which oddly once was home to the capital of Oman. Sorry, I'll read that again. I messed up the inflection. The clue: this African island, which oddly once was home to the capital of Oman. Number 10, category: architects. The clue: his designs are seen in the film Triumph of the Second World War. After World War II, he spent 20 years in Spandau prison. And finally, the last question in the round, Final Jeopardy, the category: physics. The clue: discovered in the early 20th century, these two particles, one with a positive charge, the other a packet of energy, differ by a letter. Spam, you're very quick with some of your witty remarks. I'm impressed. All right, those are all the questions that you will get tonight. It is time now to enter your score into the final. No. Sorry, I haven't actually read the answer. Sorry, I get ahead of myself. Though I was going to give people a warning that now's your chance to finally submit your photos of your summer quizzing and quarantine setup if you want. All right, starting with round number 5, the rapid fire round. The question was: she made her feature film debut in 1964 and went on to win a Best Actress Oscar for that role. Well done. The answer to that, for question number 1, is Julie Andrews. Julie Andrews, and the role was in Mary Poppins, in the film Mary Poppins. Question number 2, the thinker. The answer: Auguste Rodin. Rodin, the artist. Auguste was the artist's first name. Auguste Rodin is the answer to question number 2. Number 3, one way of referring to the first decade of this century is the aughts. That's spelled AUGHTS. Number 4, the question was baby balcony. The clue: Juliet. Juliet balcony. Juliet is number 4. Number 5, the clue: Kate Hudson to Kurt Russell. The answer: stepdaughter. AUG, stepdaughter. Number 6, the clue was book about Billy Pilgrim. Billy Pilgrim is the central character in Kurt Vonnegut's Slaughterhouse-Five. Slaughterhouse spelled with the letters AUG. Number 7, 8th Canadian in space. She was that. She's also now our Governor General. She's also embroiled in a bit of controversy. Julie Payette is the answer to number 7. Julie Payette. Number 8, key ice fishing tool was number 8. The answer: auger. AUGER. It's the tool that you either manually rotate in order to create a hole in the ice, or sometimes there are gas or electric versions of them. Auger is number 8. Number 9, this was a tough one. The Trek, Vinrock, and DJ KG. Those are the 3 members of the band Naughty by Nature, the hip hop group Naughty by Nature. They had songs like OPP, I think. Yeah, You Know Me. Right? I saw them once in Toronto, way past their prime. They were good in their day, maybe. Number 10, finally, number 10. The clue was cutting food into long, thin strips. The answer: julienning. Julienning is the answer. Larissa, very good point. And I felt, as I wrote this, I thought I should check if they actually ever got married. But I've heard Kate Hudson refer to Kurt Russell as her pseudo dad. I feel like the sentiment is there, maybe by common law standards. And if you knew enough to know they weren't married, then you probably knew enough to know what I was getting at. So stepdaughter stands as the answer to question number 5. All right. Those are the answers to the rapid fire round. Unless anyone else is going to dispute. Mac, now being encapsulated in darkness after starting out and still being in daytime. Yeah, I know. I actually kind of like this lighting better. You can't see how shitty my haircut is because it fades into the background. All right, moving on to the Jeopardy round. Again, these are answers written by the judges at Jeopardy, who get paid a lot more for this than I do, and you can't dispute. Here we go. The river that the Notre Dame Cathedral stands on in Paris is the Seine. Oscar-nominated flicks, W.P. Kinsella, who, by the way, is Canadian, which is kind of a cool little piece of trivia. The movie based on his book is Field of Dreams. Field of Dreams. Laura, thank you for that. I appreciate your kindness, your kind words. Number 3, go Irish. Roman missionary brought Christianity to Ireland in the 5th century. St. Patrick is the answer. St. Patrick. Maybe I'll just start doing all my Zoom calls in the dark on my balcony. Number 4, the answer, their category was bananas. The clue, it's not a tree, but it grows tall. A banana bush is actually a herb, an herb. Herb is the answer. Number 5, same first and last letter, noble gas, atomic number 10. The answer, neon, N-E-O-N, neon. Number 6, traditional anniversary gifts. For your 7th anniversary, apparently you're supposed to give your partner wool. Wool is the answer. Number 7, yummy, classic yummy rockers. The artist who had an album called Bat Out of Hell is Meatloaf, hence the yummy. Number 8, rebels with a cause. Funny how things change in a decade, because when this question was written, she was the exiled opposition leader in Burma, and now she's herself on the receiving end of criticism for the way she and her government have treated Rohingyas in this country, but it's Burma. Burma is the answer. Question number 9, Z is for ... The African island is Zanzibar. Zanzibar is number 9. Number 10, architects. This is a tough one. His designs are seen in the film Triumph of Will is the name of the film. After World War II, he spent 20 years in Spandau prison. The answer is Albert Speer. Albert Speer. And finally, the last question, the category was physics. The 2 particles were a proton and a photon. Only one letter differing in their names. Proton and photon. Those are the answers to round 6. So please now go to the Google Doc, update your scores, and we will figure out who it is that's getting a Steam Whistle gift certificate and who is getting an LCBO gift certificate, our 2 types of prizes. Also, this is the final call, I'm closing it now. I'll accept Myanmar, Rachel, just because I'm 3 IPAs deep now. I'll accept Myanmar. But please go to the Google Doc and enter your scores. I'll let you know the I'm actually chatting with someone right now who's at Steam Whistle Brewery, and I just want to give a shout out that Steam Whistle has been so supportive of us all throughout our drinking and thinking and now quizzing and quarantine days. And any chance you get, I know I haven't been drinking Steam Whistle tonight. I drink a lot of it. It's delicious beer. But any chance you get a chance to support a local brewery or a local business, hopefully you're doing that during this period. All right. Couple last minute. It looks like everyone has submitted their scores already for the final round. So I will start adding them up. Adding up the final scores. final call for people to enter scores in the final rounds of the night if you want to be considered for these prizes. Keep in mind you have to have entered scores for all rounds in order to be considered for prizes. You can't have just swooped in at the last minute and expect to win the penultimate prize. Wow, people did very well tonight. Very impressive. Oh, and barely any ties. That's quite interesting. I know we only have 28 teams, but all right. Now I got to figure out as well very quickly. I got to judge the special guest or secondary prize as to who is the best setup. Oh, wow. Someone's swooping in with like a super exotic location, which does not seem fair, but I feel like I may have to. Wow, that is very impressive. That's not fair. You kind of trumped everyone. Wow, you guys have some beautiful. God, you're putting my shitty little balcony to shame. Wow. I love how many people took and actually are playing this outdoors. International entrance is incredible. I will share these all on my Twitter account so people can see the perspective. Wow. Okay. I will reveal that. That'll be the final prize I give out. But I have it narrowed down very closely. I just need a little bit of time to think about. There might be some people really went all out for this. Amazing. All right. Less subjective is the actual scores. Yeah, I'll post it on Facebook. That's a great idea. I will do that. We got to find Ustav. He was our most random but also very loyal quizzing and quarantine person who just found this on the Google algorithm, YouTube algorithm, and he's yet to show up tonight. But aside from Gustav, it's been really great to see so many familiar faces. And thank you everybody for coming out. I hope, here's my plan just to give you some insight. I'm hoping to approach some perhaps sponsors or people who might be able to make this happen on a regular basis in the fall. I'm guessing most of us will be homebound for a lot of the fall. And so I'm hoping to maybe reach out to a couple possible parties that might be supportive of giving us prizes, giving some, weight behind this night, and do it either maybe Thursdays, because I feel like Fridays might still become an in-demand night. So maybe I'll do Thursday digital trivia nights throughout the fall, maybe. I'll try and keep you guys updated on that. But please, if you have not yet, I don't want to say I beg you, that sounds desperate, but I ask you to subscribe to this channel if you have not yet, because that will embolden our cause and help us get some attention from potential sponsors. Also, if you've not done it yet, like us on Facebook at Drink Think TO. And thank you so much for being so dedicated whenever these events happen. All right, tonight, The penultimate prize, making sure everyone has entered now. The penultimate prize of still a very, very impressive score. Let me just make sure I get this right. Yeah, wow. Getting a 12-pack of Steam Whistle beer. And don't forget to email me your address so I can pop in the mail right away. Congratulations. The penultimate prize tonight is going to the Real IMDb. Real IMDb getting a very impressive score for penultimate, but still walking away with a free 12-pack of Steam Whistle. Moving to the other end of the leaderboard, as I've done throughout much of this, I will read the top 10 teams, even though it's only the first and second place team that will be getting a prize. So here we go. Tonight, and there are very, very few ties here, which is rare. In 10th place tonight, we have In Spite of Our Self-Isolation. Congratulations, you guys are in 10th place tonight, in spite of our self-isolation. In 9th place tonight, You Can't Do That tonight in 9th place. In 8th place tonight, with a very impressive score of 56, just 1 point ahead of those who are in 9th place and 1 point behind those in 7th. It is the Badgers in the Bubble in 8th place tonight. In 7th place tonight, You're a Quizzard Harry. In 6th place, Otrivia Munn. Congratulations. In 5th place tonight, Jackie Channing Tatum. They are just 1 point back from 4th place, which is Thigh Masters of the Universe. 3rd place tonight, That's All We've Got in 3rd place. In 2nd place tonight, Tit Soup for the Abandoned by Makai's Soul. And in 1st place, we actually have 2 teams tied for 1st place tonight. So it's coming down to a tiebreaker. The teams tied for 1st tonight are Makai went out for a pack of smokes and didn't come back for July trivia, and the Yo Semites. You both have to go back to your Google Doc and get prepared to enter the answer this skill testing question to figure out whether or not you are actually going home with the first prize, which is the LCBO gift certificate, or the second prize, which is the Steam Whistle gift certificate. So why don't we do this? Two of the people referenced in the first round of trivia, you are going to have to guess their current ages, add them together, and enter in this number. The question, the ages are the current age of Queen Elizabeth and the current age of John Travolta, both legendary figures in their own right. Add those ages together, enter it in the tiebreaker field, and we'll figure out who is getting the first place prize. As for the round as to who had the best view, there were a lot of great views, but I have to say, just because I'm jealous of this, someone actually is. We have someone who wrote in with pictures from LA of watching this night in LA. We have people on beautiful backyard patios with socially distanced groups of friends. But this image tonight of someone watching on a laptop, on a log, I don't know if you can see, I'll post it on Facebook, but off the coast of Vancouver, off the coast of BC on Vancouver Island, takes the cake. That is a beautiful setup. And I obviously can't, not going to make it to Vancouver Island myself anytime soon, but to see this in that spot is kind of heartwarming and bit jealousy-inducing. But thank you for sending that. So that's Catherine. Congratulations. I will please send me your address, and I will make sure that the Steam Whistle gift certificate gets to you on Vancouver Island. Wow. Lucky person to be spending time in that beautiful part of the country. All right, checking our quizzing and quarantine tiebreaker. We have a guess from Makai went out for a pack of smokes. We don't yet have a guess from the Yosemite, so I'll give you just 2 seconds to enter your guess into the tiebreaker field. All right, do we have a guess yet from? Still waiting for a guess from the Yosemites. I'll give you guys just a couple minutes. Oh, she's submitting now. Okay. Oh boy, we have a guess. This is pretty intense. This shows the level of intelligence the teams at play. We have a guess from Mackay went over a pack of smokes of 160. We have a guess from the Yosemites of 160. The actual age of Queen Elizabeth, 94. John Travolta is 66. They are both exactly correct at 160. Holy shit, that is very impressive. New tiebreaker. And I apologize. I want to say if anyone else needs to drop off, thank you for joining us. We're going to continue with another tiebreaker in a second. But just for those who might want to go off and continue their evening, thank you for joining and keep watching for updates as to when we'll be back. Back to the tiebreaker, though. For those two teams, well done on that question. Let's do it this way then. I mentioned the, let's see. Oh, why don't we do this? This is maybe an easier one, but okay, here it is. I mentioned that Martha's Vineyard is part of the state of Massachusetts. What is the population of Massachusetts? The closest team to getting it correct will win the $20 gift certificate from the LCBO. What is the population of Massachusetts? Please go back and update your field, the tiebreaker. If you put in a new answer, it'll re-update and it'll come up on my screen. All right. Population of Massachusetts. Hopefully, let me see if anyone is updated. Oh, we've got a guess from Mackay went out for a pack of smokes. Waiting for a guess from Yosemites. Oh, okay. Wow, you guys are simpatico, but there's enough of a differentiator here. Okay, we have a guess from Mackay went out for a pack of smokes of 8.75 million. A guess from the Yosemites of 8 million. Just 750,000 difference. The actual population in 2019 was 6.893 million, meaning the Yosemites tonight are the first place winner. Second place goes to Mackay went out for a pack of smokes. Wow, this is very, very close. Yes, unfortunately, Tit Soup, to answer your question, Becky, did very well tonight, but they did not place in a prize-winning play. They are now bumped to third place, and Yosemites are in first, and Mackay went out for a pack of smokes in second. So please, if you won a prize tonight, send me your mailing address. I will pop. These are all hard gift certificates, so I need to pop them in the mail. Thank you to Steam Whistle for supporting us and my dad for giving me LCBO gift certificates way back when and continuing to do so throughout this whole extravaganza. Thank you, everyone, for joining on this Friday night. And please be in touch. Keep watching for when our next episode, when our next edition might occur. And who knows, we might have some exciting news about coming back on a more regular basis. But I hope everyone continues to stay safe, stay distant, stay strong, and be kind to each other. And thank you so much for being a part of my Friday night. And we will talk, next week, next month. There will be a next time. No matter what, I will say definitively, there will be a next time. Thank you, guys. Stay well, and we will talk again soon. All the best.